Okay, hello everyone. Um, it's come to my attention that a lot of skeptics, a lot of self-proclaimed atheists, if there are any left, they they think they know something when they don't know hardly anything at all. They think they know everything and hardly know anything. They think they have data. They think they have science. They think they have peer-reviewed studies that back them up, and they really don't know how little they have. They really don't know because a lot of the studies are so biased, it's pathetic. Sure, there's a few things that are actual science. Hello, honestly, some things are actual science. Some things are good to learn. Some things are hard to figure out, maybe, and can be figured out. But then their extrapolations are always just way off. I mean, totally way off. So much so that a good portion of scientists and, these popular scientists are liberal haters, haters of Trump. They hate Trump. They're almost as bad as the mainstream media that puts out venomous, um, you know, content all day long. And it's just amazing how biased they are. And they've kicked all of the creationists out, at least the ones that have to admit that they are believers in a creation. They've basically been all kicked out of the whole system, the whole educational system, the whole peer review system is completely biased and wrong because their conclusion is wrong. They can have all the math, all the science they want, and have a wrong conclusion, come to the wrong conclusion. And it's so bad and it's so blatant that somebody from the Amazon can come along and say, hey, where did the power come from? Where did the plasma, the hot plasma, come from that supposedly expanded everything in time and space? Everything takes energy. It can't make itself, can't order itself. Trump got the media to admit that vaccines are bad. That's good. Trump is the greatest president ever. Yeah, and that's another thing is how can something good that's supposed to be for our good turn out to be so bad? It's crazy. It's crazy how they can take something that's supposed to be good and make it a horrible thing. And you don't even have to go into the details of what I'm talking about. Here we are. We're supposed to be, you know, 2020 now. And actually, I think there's a big reckoning coming to the scientific community. I believe that a lot of these scientists are going to have to answer a lot of questions that they've been avoiding. simple questions like what's the volume of the flood sediment layers around the world and how did they get there? And of course, where did power come from? Where did the written instruction comes from? Since no instruction can write itself. Unrelated mistakes are never going to be complementary to each other or to the rest of the genome. They're never going to write instruction that's not there. So the evidence in front of us is evidence of an intelligent maker. Because of course, in order to make an intelligent being, you have to be intelligent yourself, more intelligent, of course. And then there has to be an ultimate intelligence. You can't stop at just a more intelligent alien being. You have to stop at the ultimate intelligence. You can't stop at a very powerful being. You have to stop at an ultimate powerful being. Because where did the powerful being come from? The simple stuff is not complicated. And of course, one thing in science that curiously they never talk about, hey, I have never seen a scientist talk about the fact that if you took away all of the matter in the universe, you'd have no dilation of time and distance. It's like just escape their their thought processes or something that the dilation of time and space is due to all of the matter in the universe. And of course, matter takes energy to make matter. And so much matter is made that it coalesces into black holes. And of course, there's a lot of room inside of black holes for a lot of mass and matter. But it all takes a lot of energy. And without all that mass and matter, there would be no dilation of time and space, like when you get away from the mass of the Earth or something. It would be like there was hardly any dilation of time and space, but the dilation of time and space is due to all of the black holes and galaxies and matter all over the universe. That's what's dilating time and distance. Without that, there wouldn't be any measurable, quantifiable time or distance that we know and understand. Because it takes time for us or us to exist, for us to take place. It takes time for things to occur. And you have to have dilation of time and distance for that to occur, for us to exist. But nobody ever talks about it. It's just amazing that nobody ever talks about it. Anyway, so they think they're so smart, they think they know so much, and it turns out that they hardly know anything at all. Any basic thing, and of course they totally ignore history. If you want to be a scientist, you have to understand and know everything about history and genealogies and archaeology and the verification of all the different kinds of people there are. There's at the most like what, 4 or 5 different kinds of people in all the world. The basic civilizations are that would be the Egyptians, Sumerians. I'm talking about the initial ones, first, the ones that started civilizations. This is before Greeks. So it'd be the Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Mayans, and the Chinese, and the Hindus. So that's Sumerian, Egyptian, Mayan, Chinese, and Hindu. That's like five different basic original populations that began all at the time after the global flood. They all came from the global flood. So it's there is no more history other than from before the global flood, because they all began like 5,000 years ago. And of course, we have everyone's Y chromosome, including probably Nimrod's Y chromosome, which is probably a C. It's either a C or a D Y chromosome. Probably a CY chromosome. That's Nimrod, the first Nimrod, that spread all over Asia, Southern Asia, Northern Asia, Pacific Islands, and Australia, and all the way even to North America and to the northern tip of South America. You have the CY chromosome, which is of the African family that never went to Africa. So that out of Africa fantasy or wishful belief was disproved. In other words, evolution is disproved by that too. Because in order for evolution to be true, the out of Africa theory would have to be true. We would have had to have evolved from Africans, which we did not. They're contemporaneous with us. They're called Mitzrayim. You have the A, B, and the E in Africa. Those are the peoples that we have in Africa. A, B, and E. The D is in Tibet and Japan. The C is in Mongolia, all over Asia, Pacific Islands, North America. And nobody is missing. Everybody's present and accounted for. That's all we have. There are no other kinds of people. Of course, in Americas, you have the Q and the C, basically. You might have some other things too, R or something, but R is the same thing as Q anyway. It's all Japhethite. The Q and the R is all over Europe, and it's all over Asia. It's all over the Americas, the Q and the R, which are they're both the Japhethite family. But everyone's present and accounted for. Nobody's missing. And you can't make up history that's not there. So these are the things that the scientists have to know and understand before they try to be scientists and try to shove evolution down our throats. They can't even tell us anything about evolution because they have no basis whatsoever for any evolution happening ever at any time or in any amount of time. Because, of course, everything falls apart much faster than it ever puts itself into directed working order, which is absurd to begin with. But these people don't think of this stuff, and they think they're so smart. They think they're the God's gift to the world, and they don't even believe in God. Anyway, I was watching the debate. These guys. I mean, it's all these debates. They all think they're so great. They all think they're so smart, and they don't know anything. They don't know any basic thing that they should know. And of course, I have to extend the invitation to any so-called scientist who would like to correct me on this and have a discussion about the Y chromosome, the mtDNA, you know, anything. See if they can, answer for their idolatry. Basically, what they believe in is idolatry, because when you get down to it, they don't have any absolute truth to tell us to begin with. You know, before they try to tell us anything, we need to verify if it's absolute truth or not. And of course, it's not even close to absolute truth. It's not any truth at all, what they believe in. There's basically idolatry and magic and witchcraft and all that kind of thing that's people should have no part of. It's a mistake, and it's mistakes to doubt the truth of God's word. Because if you want to learn something, know something, you can't learn or know anything unless you first know and learn that you have a maker, that you have God. And we can prove God too. Because no power can exist on its own. No physical thing can exist on its own. And nothing can exist unless there's a perfect maker, because if he wasn't perfect, he would have self-destructed a long time ago. So there's all kinds of things to think about and understand, which they don't even try to understand. Well, basically, that's about it for right now. Don't want to spend too much time talking about it.